Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the cactus, and the cactus that we're working on is the title of today's video. This one pattern has two of the cactus. One is the prickly pear and the other one is a classic cactus, and today we're working on the one that is suggested in the video title. So this is working on a really kind of cool idea. You'll notice that there's two sizes of pots. That means that there's two sizes of soil, so you can mix and match whatever you would like to do. So if you have a 3 1/8 pot or a 3 7/8 pot, we have two different size soils, and I'll be covering both of the soil sizes in today's tutorial, and then whatever the video title is, it's going to be the same one that matches this video. So it's really not a hard thing to do. It's using Lily Sugar and Cream yarn. It's a cotton yarn by yarnspirations.com, and it's something that you can really carefully look for. You can also use Bernat Handicrafter if you cannot find this brand as well. You're also going to need a 4mm size G crochet hook today in order to do it, and let's get started on doing the soil first. So here are the two different soil types. So you have the small and the large. You can see there's a bit of a significant difference between the two, and you can choose the one that matches your lifestyle the most. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be making two sizes of soil. This is the large size and this is the small one over here. There is a significant difference between the two. So what we're going to do is that we have to do two sides of the soil and then put them together. So this is one half of the small. I have to do another half and then sew it together, stuff it first so that you have it firm, and then this is used to sit inside of the actual pot, and then it keeps the flower stabilized as it's sitting inside. So it's a really neat idea, and so we just sew the flower right on top and you're good to go. So let's get started on making the soil. Now the only difference of the soils are two rounds, which are done right here as you see here, but everything in the sides is exactly identical to each other. It's just a matter of stopping a little bit earlier when you're doing the small. So let's begin with the slip knot today, and this is the big or the small soil. Both of them start off the same way, so in round number 5 is when they deviate from each other. So let's begin with the slip knot on the hook. It never counts as one. We are just going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and we simply go to the first chain that is in the chain, and we go to the first one, and we're going to single crochet into that chain 8 times, and that's going to create a circle. So let's just count that out together. So we got 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6, and it's going to be tight. This is going to be 7, and it's going to be 8, just like this. So now you got to join it to the first one. If you're not sure which one it is, just count back. So you can go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and that is where I'm going to join then to finish that round. So this is first round number 1. So let's move on to round number 2. So moving on to round number 2, we're going to build this up and get bigger. So we're going to chain up 1, and right where we've done the same, 1 is the join, I want you to put in 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Everything's really tight right in the center, but it will loosen up as you get and do more. So every stitch around is each going to get 2 single crochets in it. So 1 and 2, and again this is for the big and the small version at this time. So just 2 single crochets in each one. It'll only take you a few minutes. These soils don't take very long to make, period. And you're going to go all the way around. So if you have 8 single crochets in the last round, so this time there'll be 8 groups of 2 single crochets if you're confused at any point. So you're going to want to count that to make sure that you're keeping in your balance, and I've got one more to do. So you would have thought there's going to be 2 more to do, but there's actually only 1 because this one is part of this original. So you get to count back. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and I was counting the groups of 2 together. So then just join it to the beginning single crochet. So that was round number 2. So let's move on to round number 3. So continuing on working on both sizes of soil, this is round number 3. Chain up 1, and we're going to single in the same stitch that we did the join with, and here's the repeat pattern for this whole round. The next one is going to have 2 single crochets in there, so 1 and 2, and then the one after that is only going to be 1 single crochet into that one. Okay, so the repeat pattern again. The next one is going to have 2 single crochets, and the next one only gets 1. Please do that all the way around for round number 3. As we come up all the way around, the last stitch will be 2 single crochets into there. I've not done anything special. I'm just keeping in count to what I'm already established. So then you're just going to join it to the top of the first single crochet to complete off round number 3. So that's what it looks like, a nice solid soil base at this point. So let's go on to round number 4. Again, both sizes of the soil is going to be affected by this. So let's continue. So we're gonna chain up 1 and we're going to put 1 single crochet into the first one, just like that. And then we're gonna put another single crochet into the next one. Okay, so there's 2 sitting by themselves, and this one here, the third one, is gonna have 2 single crochets into the same one. So the repeat pattern for round number 4 is that it's going to be 1 by itself, it's gonna be 2 by itself, and then the next one has 2 into there. So please do that for round number 4. So I'm coming up all the way around, and the last stitch again will be 2 single crochets because I'm keeping the right counts, and then I'm gonna join it to the first. So here's where and let's just join it to the first single crochet. So here's where it's gonna separate then from the small soil to the large soil, because now we're going to carry on. So if you're doing the small soil, you will not carry on any further to make this any bigger. You're just gonna move forward and in this tutorial, and I want you to move forward until we get to doing the sides of the soil. Okay, so for those continuing, we're gonna do a couple more rounds then of making this bigger to do the large size soil. For those that are making their soil bigger, then this is what you just do, is you just chain up 1 and then coming into the same stitch that you just did, and you're gonna do a single crochet, you're gonna single crochet the next one and the next one after that, so you have 3 sitting by itself, and then the next one will have 2 into the same one. So 1 and 2. So the repeat pattern for round number 5 for the large soil is 3 single crochets by itself, and then the next one is 2 single crochets into the same one. Please do that all the way for round number 5 if you're doing the large soil. So I'm coming up to the conclusion of round number 5, and the last stitch is gonna be 2 single crochets, and I'm keeping that in proper count. So let's just join it to the first single crochet. That was round number 5 of the large soil. So the large soil then takes another turn, and we are going to do one more time to getting slightly bigger, and then what we're going to do then is then starting the sides after that point. If you're doing the small one at that time, then that's where you're gonna pick back up. So the large soil, the last revolution of growth is chain 1, and you're going to single crochet into the first one and into the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. So you have 4 single crochets that are sitting by itself now, and the next one will have 2. So 1 and 2. So the repeat pattern, just to recap quickly, is 1 single crochet in the next 4, and then the next one has 2 single crochets into it. So please do that all the way around for the final round of growing it bigger for round number 6. So I'm coming up all the way around, and this is it for making the soil bigger. This is the large size soil, and the last one will have 2 single crochets into it in order to keep the proper count. So now what we're going to do is that we're gonna move forward now, and both the small soil and the large soil then will then complete the rounds that we have left. So the soil people for the small will carry on from this point forward. So regardless if you're working on the small one or the large one, the next 3 rounds are going to be the same for all of you. So let's begin doing the round number 1. We're going to work on the back loops only, and that's what's gonna create the bend that you see in the soil. Do you see that bend? That's what we're gonna be doing next, and both sizes are affected by this. So you're going to chain 1, and all you're just gonna do is that if you're new to crochet, there's always 2 loops that make up a stitch. So the front loop, the first loop towards you is the front loop, and the other loop in the behind is the back loop. Up together they make up a stitch. So starting in the back loop of the same stitch that you just did the join with, I want you to dive into the back loop only, and I want you to single crochet, and I want you to continue to go into the back loops only and single crochet 1 into each. So both size soils are working in the back loops at this point. So it doesn't matter the stitch count going around, you're still working in the back loops. So do that all the way around for the first round of doing the sides for your soil. So I'm coming up all the way around, I'm still working in the back loops only for the first revolution, and this will create the bend in the soil that you need. So once you come all the way around, then you just join it to the top of the first single crochet that you started with, and you're done. So regardless if it's small soil or big soil, both of them were done the same way. So the next 2 rounds are just very simple. You're just gonna chain up 1 and you're gonna do both of these rounds for me, and you're gonna go into the very first one that does the attaching. Okay, and you're gonna single crochet, so go into both loops at this time. So go into the stitch and just 1 single crochet into each, and then when you get all the way back around, just join it with the slip stitch once again and chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet again 1 more time all the way around. So you just have to do 2 rounds of what you're seeing right now, and then you're good to go. Your soil is then ready, and you'll put it aside and you'll get that to go. So make sure you get that done, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So as I come back around, I'm just going to join it, and that's it. So this is considered the bottom of the soil. Okay, so let's just trim this off, and what I want to do is I want to leave enough string here that we're going to use this as a tying string later with this, or as a sewing string later. So what I need you to do is that I need you to make a double one of these. So make another one. If you've done the top soil, make another one, and if you've done the bottom soil, make another one. And what you're going to do is that you're going to use then both soils here, and you are going to put them together like so. Okay, so you're just gonna sew around the outside, and you're going to stuff it lightly here so that you have a nice solid base. So when it's sitting inside of the actual container, it'll be nicely joined. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you how to join these things. So if you're at this point, make sure you got 2 of them, and then I'll show you how to join. So I now have my stuffing available from when I'm ready for it, and I got more off camera that you can't see, so it's just a handful. So what I want to do is that I want to put the 2 sides together so that it's facing down, so it's gonna look like it's a cup. Okay, it's just like this. So all I just need to do is just I need to start up in the one that has the strand left, and you just go into any one of them that's on the outside. Both are exactly the same size, so you don't need to worry about it so much. So what you can just do is just kind of fold it up for now, and just go across the stitch on the other side, and then back into the other one on the other side, and sandwich them together. This is called a whip stitch, and all you're just gonna do is just move to the next one and the next one, and continue to go all the way around. And before you finish it off, I need you to throw some stuffing inside and make it nice and firm. Okay, so just stuff it all nicely for you, and I'll see you back there in just a moment. So let me just continue to do this off camera. So I'm getting close to the end, and all I'm just gonna do now is this, in the opening that is left, I'm just gonna start stuffing the polyfill in there just to make it nice and more firm. Now you can always pull out stuffing by using your crochet hook and trying to pull it out through stitches versus trying to put more in. So you're better off to overstuff than you are to understuff, because if you never put enough in there, then it's too late after that, unless you have to take apart your stitches. So make sure that you got it nice and firm. Sometimes I always try to do it, and then I realize that it's not firm enough, and then it feels firm at the time, but then once you start playing around with it, it feels like it's loosening off. So make sure you just take your time in this process, and make sure you stuff it to what you want. So now that I'm satisfied, I'm just gonna continue to sew it, and then sew it completely shut, and then I'm good to go. And just fasten off your yarn. I'll show you how to stop your yarn so that it has a nice seamless look to it as well, and I'll see you there in just a moment. So once you come to the end, the best way to get rid of the loose end here is just to start going in and just make 1 tie. So just going into a loop and just kind of securing it like so, and just pull through. That kind of locks it. Now the rules of crochet and knitting basically is if you hide your loose ends into the actual fiber itself in 3 different directions. So 1, come back in the other direction for 2, okay, getting right into the fibers, and then go back in the other direction for 3. It'll never fall out on you. So now I can just safely cut it down right to the actual project itself. So both your soils should be done, the small or the thing, just to roll it around. Just kind of fluff it up, and now there is your base, and now your flower is going to sit right in the center of this, and this is just gonna slide into the pot. Now if this sinks too low into the pot, you can always put stuffing underneath inside the pot in order to hold it up, and it's actually pretty cool that way. So now we're ready to start the prickly pear. There are 2 pieces. There's the main leaf like so, and then there's one that comes off with the flower that sits on top of that. So today I'm going to show you how to be able to make two of these. These are really quite simple. Now you'll notice that it's just kind of like a ball. It's almost a ball shape when you open it up, but if you fold it inward like this, it creates that classic look of a cactus that is like prickly, right? So it's actually a really neat idea. The designers did a really good job, and then once you're done with that, you can just sew it down to your soil like so, and then insert it into your pot and then put on your other nubby thing, and we're gonna cover both of those today. So let's grab our yarn and let's get started on that one. So the main body of the prickly pear is a round circle, just like you would see it like a hat, and we're gonna start it off that way using the same size crochet hook as the soil and our Lily Sugar and Cream yarn. We are going to then chain 2, so 1 and 2, and we're going to put 6 single crochets into the very first chain. Okay, so just go in and 6, so go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now everything's really tight right now. That's because we're starting. So if you're not sure where to join to the top of the first one, just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And even though I'm experienced, I always count back anyway, just because I get paranoid that I might miss something, and you join it to the beginning one that you had started with. So let's move on to round number 2 of the prickly pear. So round number 2, we're going to chain up 1, and then we're just going to put 2 single crochets into each one of them, going all the way around. So there's 6 single crochets when it was in the last round, so there's going to be 6 groups of 2 this time. So each one of the single crochets will get 2 single crochets this time around. So please do that, and I'll see you. Actually, you know what, just stay with me. I'm already halfway through it now. It's just really quick and easy. This pear does not take a long time when you go to do it. One number 4, 5 and 6. So there's going to be 2 in each one of these going all the way around, and then you just join it to the beginning single crochet that you had started with in order to complete that round, just like that. Okay, so that was round number 2. So it says third round and alternative rounds is 1 single crochet in each. So every alternative round, unless I say otherwise, is just 1 single crochet in each. So let's do that. So chain up 1, and it's just 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around, and then you just join to the top of the beginning single crochet to finish off. So this is creating the shape that you see. So it's not really like a ball, it's more like a pear shape, I guess you can carefully say that, and it's creating it so that it doesn't grow out like a ball, so that it keeps its formation. So every other round, the alternative rounds, are all just going to be 1 single crochet in each to give it time to relax in order to form the shape that we need it to. So it's just 1 single crochet in each going all the way around. Remember that the last one here, that's part of this one here, so it looks like it's a stitch that's left empty, but it's not. And just make sure that you come back in, and even if you're wrong, it's really not a big deal anyway. So let's move on to round number 4. So round number 4, we're gonna chain up 1, and it's gonna be 2 single crochets into the first stitch right where you did the join, and then the next one is gonna be 1 single crochet in the next. So the repeat pattern for round number 4 is that the next one is gonna have 2 single crochets, and then the next one has 1. So please do that all the way around for round number 4. Coming up to the end of round number 4 is just 1 single crochet that's sitting by itself, and that's just because the math works out in order to do so. So I haven't done anything special with that. So let's move on. Round number 5, you'll see that it's missing. That's an alternative round. So what is an alternative? Chain 1 and 1 single crochet into each stitch going all the way around. So please do that, and just do a join with a slip stitch, and then we'll start round number 6 together. So this is round number 5 as an alternative round. So round number 6, let's begin. We're gonna chain up 1, and in the first stitch there will be 2 single crochets into the same one, and this time then the next 2 single crochets will be by themselves. So 1 and 2. So the repeat pattern for this one, the next one will have 2 into the same one, and then the next 2 are 1 single crochet in each. Please do that all the way around for round number 6. So now at the end of round number 6, you're just gonna join it to the first single crochet. So you'll notice round number 7, okay, is not an alternative round. It's got instructions there. So in round number 7 we're going to chain up 1 and we are going to put in 2 single crochets into the first one, and then the next 3 are going to be 1 single crochet by itself. So 1, 2 and 3, and then the repeat pattern, just as a recap, it's going to be 2 into the first one, so 1 and 2, and then the next 3 are by themselves. So please do that all the way around for round number 7. So as you come all the way around for round number 7, just join it to the beginning of the first single crochet. So round number 8, 9, 10 and 11, they're 4 rounds. They're the same as the third round, which is the alternative. So for the 4 next rounds I want you to put in 1 single crochet in each. So chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet and put it 1 into each, and do that for rounds number 8, 9, 10 and 11, and I'll see you at the end of number 11. So I'm coming up to the end of row number 11 and I'm just doing a join. So if you kind of fold it in, you can kind of see how it's gonna look at this point. Okay, so let's move on to round number 12. Round number 12 we're gonna start doing a decrease in order to create the shape. So if you look at the original, you see how it comes right back around like so. That's what we're gonna be doing. So let's begin to do that now, and we're going to chain up 1, and the first 2 are gonna become together. So we're just gonna go into the first stitch, pull through, and then do the next stitch, pull through. So you get 3 loops on the hook. So this is single crochet 2 together, and then you just pull through all 3 loops. So now for this you have to single crochet the next 3 in a row. So let's do that. So 1, 2 and 3, and then the next 2 are together. So the next 2, so go in, pull through, go in, pull through. Okay, so you went 2 in a row and then pull through all 3, and then the next 3 are together, or sorry, next 3 are by themselves. So please do that same repeat pattern for round number 12. So I'm coming up all the way around and I'm just getting everything. The last 3 are by themselves, and you just got to join to the first one that you did that was the 2 together. Okay, so let's move on to round number 13, and round number 13 and 15 are both the same, and they're just chain up 1 and 1 single crochet into each stitch going all the way around. So this is round number 13, 1 single crochet into each, and so we're just relaxing ourselves in order to get the right shape. So please do that for round number 13. So round number 13 is just coming all the way around, and I'm just gonna slip stitch it to the beginning. So round number 14, we're gonna do another decrease. So chain up 1 and we're gonna put the first 2 together, and then the next 2 are gonna be by themselves. So 1 and 2. Okay, so the next 2 are gonna be together, and then the next 2 are by themselves. So please do that all the way around for round number 14. So now I've gone all the way around. Next round, number 15. Remember, it's like 13, just chain up 1 and 1 single crochet in each, going all the way around. So this is round number 15. So we just have one more round to do after this one. So 1 single crochet in each, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So just coming up all the way around, this is round number 15. 16 is our last round. So we're gonna do one more decrease on this for round number 16. Chain up 1, the first 2 are together, and then the next one's by itself, 1 single crochet, and then the next 2 are together, and then the next one's by itself. Please do that all the way around for round number 16. So now coming all the way around, I'm just going to join it to the beginning, just like you see here, and it's kind of a really kind of neat idea. So what we want to do is that we want to just leave off enough of this yarn here that we can use to sew. So just trim, and so just pull that yarn through that final loop, and what we want to do is that we want to sew this remaining shut. So you'll notice that there's a seam line on here. Do you see it? So you keep that toward the edge, because then it's not so visible, and therefore you'll have a nice idea, and you'll see it's like a cupping formation, and you can see that there. So I actually have 2 of these now because I did a sample to make sure that I tested it, and I think I used a different size hook in the original that I did because they're slightly different in size. So it shows to go you the difference, right? So what I wanted to do is that I want to sew the bottom of this shut. So put this yarn onto a darning needle, and all I just want to do is whip stitch. So I just want to take the darning needle, just go across the other side and to the stitch on this side, and just go straight across and just whip stitch these together. So this is more of a flatter piece of it. If you want to stuff it and make it a different shape, that's your business. It's your creativity. There's no crochet police as far as I know, because I'm sure I broke a few rules along the way for what I can do with yarn, I'm telling you. So let's continue to do that. So I'm just whip stitching across, but now what I want to do is that I don't want to stop here. I want to leave this and just put this aside because we're just gonna sew this down to the top of the soil. So let me get the soil and let me back up the camera here and let me show you what I'm doing. So what we're gonna do then is use this particular strand then is to attach it to the soil so that it's straight up like this, but we still have a little nubby thing to do and we still have a flower to do for this particular cactus as well. So if you want to do more than one and kind of just put it together and kind of make some weird kind of configurations, you know, hey, it's your creativity, do whatever that makes you feel good. So let's do the little nubbin that it's called in the pattern. So let's carry on and do the little nubbin that it's called in the pattern, and this is a little miniature of what we just did. So we're going to create the slip knot, and we're going to chain up 2 like we did before, and then we're gonna put 6 single crochets into the first chain as we did before. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So now if you're not sure where 6 is, so count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then just go into that first one of the 6 and join it with the slip stitch to finish that round off. Okay, so that was round number 1. Let's do round number 2 together. Round number 2, just chain up 1, and then every stitch all the way around is gonna get a total of 2 single crochets in it, inside of it. So that was 1. So just go into the next stitch and put in another 2. And you do that all the way around. This doesn't take a lot of time. This whole project doesn't take a lot of time, I have to tell you. I was really quite surprised by it. So this is the 4th time. And 5. So there's getting 2 in each, and the next one is 6. So you're gonna think to yourself, well, there's another stitch that's left. No, that's not. That's all part of this one here. So don't mistake that and just attach it to the first one like so. And you'll see that it comes all the way back around just like that. So let's move along to round number 3. So round number 3, we're going to chain up 1, and we're gonna put 2 single crochets into the first one. So 1 and 2, and then the next one is gonna be 1 single crochet only, just like that. So the repeat pattern for this run for round number 3 is 2 single crochets into the next one, and then 1 single crochet in the next one after that. So please do that all the way around for round number 3. So coming up to the end of round number 3, you're just gonna slip stitch it to the beginning. So rounds number 4, 5 and 6 are all the same, and you can just do those easily. They're just 1 single crochet in each. So just chain up 1 and just place 1 single crochet in each going all the way around, and then just join it with a slip stitch, and then do that again and again. So for the next 3 rounds, which includes the one I'm doing right now, is that you're just doing 1 single crochet in each, and do those, and I'll see you at the end of row number 6 and carry on from that point. Coming all the way around number 6, so that's it. Okay, so let's move on to round number 7. So it didn't take me any time at all to do that. So we're now gonna start decreasing again like we did with the large section. So chaining up 1, and we're gonna put the first 2 together. So just coming in, pull through, and we've already shown you how to do this earlier in today's tutorial, and make the first 2 together, and then we're gonna do 1 single crochet into the next stitch, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is then continue then to go the next 2 together, and then the next one is 1 into the next. Please do that all the way around for round number 7. So I'm just finishing up round number 7, and now we're gonna move to round number 8. Simple round, just chain up 1 and then 1 single crochet into each going all the way around. Please join it with the slip stitch, and then I'll start you up on round number 9, which is the final round of this particular nubbin. Final round number 9. You're gonna chain up 1, and then the first 2 are together, and you keep doing that all the way around. So the next 2 are gonna come together, and so is the next 2, and you keep doing that until you get all the way back around. How simple is that, right? So then you're technically done this once you get all the way around, and then we're going to then join it to the top of the nubbin area that we started with. Or sorry, join it to the top of the original plant. So then just slip stitch it to the first one and pull through, and you're just gonna take this, you're gonna use this particular yarn to sew that onto the project. So then just take that yarn and just pull it through that final loop to lock it. So what we're gonna do then is attach this. Then you can see it's a nice little section here, and we're going to attach it then to the other one just right about there to look at the photograph, and I will show you how to do that. So now we're gonna attach the little nubbin to the big pear section, and so just put it into a darning needle, the one with the nubbin, and then you're just gonna eye it up and just kind of put it on there. Okay, so just kind of look at the photograph and see where it kind of is, and then once you think it's right where you want it, just go right through the other section in the back and just to get it to go in. Okay, and then come back through the project, the other one, and so you're just whip stitching these into position as you go. So then go into a different section here, and then go back into the small little nubbin. So you really do want to get it firmly attached as you go. So if it's still like drooping on you at the end, then you know that you gotta just apply a few more extra strands in order to get it to tighten up. So don't be cheap with your yarn. Okay, so there you go. So then once I'm satisfied, chances are you're gonna look at it from a front point of view. So then just go into the back of it and then just tie a little knot here. And like I did with the soil, I'm gonna do one more knot here just out of peace of mind. And just like you did with the soil, if you go back and forth in the project 3 times, you can technically hide this in completely without ever seeing it. So just glide it into the fibers. Try not to impede on any of the stitch work. So 1, go back in the other direction for 2, and the other direction for 3. So what's left on this thing is that we have a flower to attach. So now that I've gone in 3 times, I could just safely cut that, and that's what it looks like at this point. So now I have a little flower to be able to make. I'll show you how to make that, and we can attach that, and then we also have to attach the base to the soil as well. So let's use our yellow now, and we're going to create the final flower to go onto this cactus, and we're gonna insert our needle or our hook in, and we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and we're going to go into this thing, and we're going to put in 5 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So because we chained like that, we're gonna just go right in. So just go into the first one. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and then just join it with the slip stitch to the first single crochet that you started with. Okay, so there's a total of 5 single crochets all the way around. That will help you keep count. So let's move along to the second round, which is the final. To do the second round is really quite easy, and what we're going to do is chain up 2 and 1 half double crochet into the same one you did the join, just like that, and then you're in the same one you did the join, you want to do a single crochet, and then that's it. So to move to the next one, we're going to slip stitch first, chain 2, half double crochet into the same one, and then single crochet into the same one. Okay, I'll show you one more time. So slip stitch first, chain 2, half double crochet, and then single, and do that all the way around to create your flower. Once you come all the way around, you just join it with the slip stitch to the beginning that you started with, and then just create enough of a tail here that you can use to sew that into your project at the end. So just pull it through that final loop. So just throw this tail now onto a darning needle, and then grab up your cactus one more time. So right where you finished off, your strand is more toward the outside, so just glide it on the back side. So there's the right side up here. So glide it towards there and glide it towards the middle, just like that. So now grab your cactus, and right near the tip of it, okay, we are going to go, and we're going to just go right in, and I'm just gonna get a base. I'm just guessing where it's gonna go. Sometimes that's the best way to do it, and just attach it like so. So because it's the same color yarn that I did the flower with, I can go right through the flower. Okay, and then just pull it snug and then back down through the flower. And attach it again to the underside. So you might want to do that maybe 2 or 3 times just to make sure it's extra secure. I don't know where you're going to be putting this or giving this away as a gift, so you just don't want to be cheap with it and secure it really easily in case somebody's going to fiddle with it, because chances are it's one of those things people are going to touch because it's kind of cool, right? So once you're satisfied with that, what you're going to do is that you're going to finish this yarn off on the bottom side. So just now, remember what I told you, if you glide it in and out of your work 3 times, 1 and 2, just keep it in the yellow, don't go into the green, 2 and 3, you can safely hide in your work these tails. So just trim. I'm gonna trim out the original, and now it's good to go. So now you got a flower that's on the edge just like you see here. So all that's left at this point is that I need to sew this now down to the soil, and that's actually a pretty easy thing to do. So just grab your soil up and then just position it, and then just use this strand now and position it and get it nice and secure, and then shape it and then insert it into your pot and you're good to go. So you can just shape everything that you need to do, and this is a really cool idea, and it's a free pattern available by Yarnspirations. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the CrochetCrowd.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.